Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. You're going to have a great time in the next few minutes hearing from really good strategies from some CEOs and entrepreneurs in Arkansas on the Shrimp Tank, where we teach you how to go from a shrimp to a shark in the business world. Hey everyone, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Arkansas Shrimp Tank podcast. I'm your host, Rich Jensen, along with my co-host, David Sims, and for the third time, our special guest, Jeff Standridge. I think it's 3, right?
3.
Yeah.
That's right. Sure is. More to come.
That's right. Each week on the post-show wrap-up, we like to highlight some of maybe the 3 best ideas from some of the brightest and best entrepreneurs and C-suite executives, CEOs in and around the state of Arkansas, so that you can learn from them as an entrepreneur yourself. So
that's right. It was another great podcast. We focus exclusively on the lean canvas idea, and there's a lot of great stuff in there. So you really want to listen to the whole podcast. But Jeff, you talked on the podcast about the 9 steps of the lean canvas. But why don't you just focus on the first 4 of them, and particularly 1 and 2, and how they're positioned there?
Well, the first couple of problems or boxes of the lean canvas or steps in the process are, number 1, what's the business problem you're trying to solve? Maybe the top 2 or 3 issues that arise from that problem. Mm-hmm. And the second one is, and who are the people that experience that problem? Who are the top target customers or customer segments? And so what we really like to do is have our entrepreneurs pause after that, flesh those 2 boxes out, and then actually go out and talk to some of the folks, some of those target customers that their underlying assumption is that they experience this problem, and then validate, in fact, that problem does exist among that population.
Right.
And then, of course, the next one is, and why are you uniquely positioned to solve that problem? And then number 4, what is your solution? Mm-hmm. So a lot of work really needs to happen before you get to the actual solution design, because if you have a great, elegant solution, but it's not really focused on a problem that people are willing to pay to have solved, you run into difficulties.
Right.
And I think you said maybe the upshot is you're going to invalidate your idea versus validate your idea.
That's right.
Which is you just saved yourself a lot of money.
That's right. We like to talk about fail and fail fast.
Right.
Exactly.
And fire your idea if you have to. Yeah.
Be willing to fire your idea so you don't have to fire people.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you mentioned you have, at least on the health side, a week-long camp where you teach people this process, and the first 4 days are spent on the steps.
That's
1
right.
and 2.
We have a health sciences entrepreneurship boot camp, which is comprised of colleges, junior, seniors, and immediate graduates from 10 or 12 different universities, and they spend a week on the campus at UCA, and Sunday night to Thursday dinner time is focused on the problem and the customers, and validating or invalidating and refining that problem, and then we let them loose about dinner time on Thursday night to start working on their solution, and they do their final presentations on Friday morning.
Is that the first time they get to have dinner Thursday night?
That's exactly right.
One of the things you also
it's
said,
fasting too.
Yeah. One of the things you also said on the podcast was about the fact that we're so solution and something else oriented. We're so focused.
Idea and solution.
Idea and solution oriented that we miss it. And so what's the kind of person, Rich asked the question, what's the kind of person that tends to do well in the process?
So my business partner, Jeff Amorine, and I have observed over the years that folks that seem to innately do this well are folks who have some form of healthcare training, particularly nurses, paramedics, physicians, what have you. And we've deduced that it's because they have learned a systematic process where decision-making occurs based upon evidence-based decision-making. And so if the evidence points them in a direction that's counter to where they were going, they tend to follow the evidence, not their preconceptions.
Yeah.
If you follow your preconceptions, you'll end up badly treating someone, right?
Treating someone for a stroke when really all they have is a fainting spell.
That's exactly right, or a broken leg.
Yeah.
And so we believe that concept of understanding how to systematically assess and make evidence-based decisions is a real critical component. And so those kinds of folks are really
interesting.
It's the scientific method.
Makes me think of one of our guests on the show, Amy Hester.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Great entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, we want to thank you so much for coming on for a third time. We hope to have this. There's just so much good information between Jeff and his business partner and Arkansas Conductor that we just want to keep bringing this resource to you. But for those who didn't catch any of your previous podcasts, share with them the best way to get a hold of you or ask a question or whatever that might
Sure.
be.
Go to arconductor.org, www.arconductor.org. My email address is jeffs@arconductor.org.
All right. Well, until next week, stay safe. Remember, if you want to catch the entire podcast, go to arkansas.shrimptankpodcast.com. You can also subscribe through iTunes, and download. And we're also now nationally syndicated on iHeartRadio, so you can pick us up right there, and SoundCloud, Google Play, and iTunes, you name it. Go there, check us out. Until next week, stay safe. And remember, in the business world, we all start out a shrimp.